Hi there, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for January. This month and this new year begin in rather a dramatic way with a sensational new moon on the first of the month in your sister Earth sign of Capricorn. But this is clustered very closely together, the Sun, the Moon, but also with Mercury and alongside Pluto, the planet which has been transforming the whole of our situations over the last 5 years or so. So what's the implication? Well, I feel that this puts even greater emphasis than this time last year on the need to push forwards and be more enterprising in your approach to this new year. Whether you're setting your New Year's resolutions based on a health issue, for example, like giving up smoking or eating better, or you want to travel more and develop new interests, it doesn't really matter. I do feel that change is in the mix, and in the mix in a really powerful way. But that throws up a potential conflict for you because you are a fixed sign, and of all the fixed signs, have a real love of sticking with what you know. It's what makes you feel comfortable. But the planets are pushing you to be more experimental, more adventurous, more independent. Now, if you find that you go from couch potato to a born-again outdoors adventurer, it probably would be a little bit of a leap of faith in one go. But some tiny steps forward in terms of opening up your world and going beyond your comfort zone is something that I really feel will make you feel better. And if you are travelling right at the start of this year, I think it's something that you are perfectly timing. But there is the issue of Mars. Mars is the power planet. It's all about our need for recognition. But unfortunately for you, it's in the part of your horoscope where you're not necessarily going to get very much. Because in this location, the 6th solar house, Mars really asks you to work very hard and be self-sacrificing. People may notice your efforts but may not comment on them. And because Mars is going to be here through to July, it's a long transit and it's one you need to get used to. So you're being asked to be very committed to the cause, and yet these other set of planets are saying that you need to go off and do your own thing. How do you reconcile the difference? And the fact is, you probably can't absolutely perfectly reconcile it in every single case, because we all have constraints, whether it's our work, the need to put a roof over our head, the care of our children, or perhaps other dependents. We can't always just be free and easy. That's easier to achieve when we're young and before we've settled down. So if you are a younger Taurus and you are thinking about planning a world backpacking trip, go for it. This is a wonderful time for you to indulge that fantasy. But if you have got a lot of other commitments, I do feel that you may find yourself in January feeling a bit pulled in different directions about what you want to do. Because your ruler Venus is travelling backwards all this month, but in an area which is giving you a real desire to reach out and engage with a wider vision in your life. And then from the middle of the month, it starts to go face to face with Jupiter again. And this can lead to some wonderful encounters, amazing connections. And if you are travelling, it just could be quite sensational. But also it can create a sort of unreality. And if your life does seem to be more one of commitments and even drudgery, you can start to really resent it. And of course, Saturn continues at the start of this year in your sector of relating. So there may be one person who always seems to be the barrier between you going for what you really want, whether it's a partner or it's a parent or even an offspring. However, things are going to be changing around about the 12th when Mercury moves, and it moves into the sign of Aquarius, and it's going to be angling well with Uranus soon after. Professionally, there may be a change here too, but it may be just what you've been wanting to achieve. When the Sun moves on the 20th, there can be more of this too. It too is going to be angling brilliantly with Uranus. As I said to you many times last year, past skills and experience can be repackaged for you in a more modern context. So don't disconnect with the experiences that you've gained in the past, because they can be reused, recycled in a very effective way. But it may just not be one you've thought of at the present time. But before the end of January, I do feel you could have a major brainwave about how you can reapply your talents more successfully, or have a stroke of luck around a professional opportunity. But it may happen very quickly, and you may have to make a snap decision. Now, towards the end of this month, the last week, Venus goes alongside Pluto because it's travelling backwards. And there may be something of a moral issue that you need to make a decision around, and it could be linked to a romantic relationship. This could see you attracted to someone who's already involved. Perhaps you're already involved. Perhaps you're in a relationship that's not very happy and you're going to think very carefully about what you want. But Venus next to Pluto suggests that some kind of power can be applied to affection, and you need to be conscious of your own motives and attitudes and those of the people you connect with. By the 30th, however, there is a sparkling new moon in Aquarius, and your role in life is really what comes under the astral microscope. And that need for change that's going to be so strong at the start of the year could be shown here as much as around interests, relationships, or the need to travel. Thank you very much for joining me. Wishing you a very happy new year, and goodbye for now.